everybody, and welcome to Christmas craft evening. I thought I'd come in honour of the sprout because you know I am King Sprout or Queen Sprout, whichever it may be. But I'm not probably going to do the activity as a sprout. I'm going to probably do it as Mrs. Hewitt. So, meet me in a moment and I'm going to de-sprout it and we'll get going on the activity. So, I'm going to go through how to make our little nativity. It's not tricky at all, so I know you guys are going to be absolutely brilliant at it. You should have got a pack and you can, hopefully you'll have ordered your pack and I've got one to you. If you're doing this later and you didn't manage to get a pack, just ask me and we can get something sorted. Inside your pack is a background. And I've drawn these nativity characters and the star, but you can use those or you can draw your own. That's completely up to you. Some of you might do, well, most of you will do much better drawings than I've done. But that's inside your pack. Also inside your pack are the lollipop sticks. And there's a little glue container. And I know it seems like there's only a smidgen of glitter, but that's plenty of glitter. It's about a teaspoon of glitter in there, and I'm just going to use a teaspoon of glitter. So that's all you're going to need. And then there is the piece of string so that you can hang it wherever you like to hang it. Okay, I think we'll get going. So the first job that we've got to do is we've got to cut out our background. So just cut as neatly as you can across to make your background. You'll understand why this is the first job in a moment, okay? Until you've cut all the white off and you have got your background in the oblong shape of your background. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use our lolly sticks and we're going to put some glue. You don't need to go all the way to the end because you'll see that your lolly stick is a little bit bigger than your background. So using your glue and a little brush, if you can use it, if not, use your finger and have some tissue near you to wipe your finger. You don't need a brush, but I'm going to use a brush. Just put some glue along, okay, and do the sides first and the other side as well. Oh, sorry, Miss Finneran, I'm messing up your room as usual. She'll be shouting at me.
How rude.
You can tell who the cameraman is, can't you? Or camera woman, please. There we go. And then we're going to put these, it's very slidey because the glue is quite slidey. Sorry, we haven't got really expensive glue for you. We've just got school glue. And the reason why I've done this bit first, and this is why it's really important to do it first, is you'll need to give time for your glue to dry. Okay, I'm putting a little bit of glue there, just a little bit inside, because that's where I'm going to want my lolly stick to touch. And I'm going to put some glue where I think it's going to touch on the other side. Don't worry if you put too much glue on, it'll dry and it'll all be fine. Can you see where I've put it there? I'm going to try and make that kind of triangle-y apex shape. Don't worry, you can move it around if it's not quite right. Mine's not quite right, see? So I've got to move it around a little bit till I've got it just right. Now what I've been doing is I put it on the radiator in my office so it would dry, because at the moment it'll move lots and lots and lots and lots. So very carefully carry it and put it on a radiator and let it dry. And look, it's dry now, so it's really tough and it's really fine. You'll notice that mine didn't have that little bit showing there, so I just did a little snip, little cut, and I got rid of it. It doesn't matter if you don't do that, but it just gets rid of it. You just peel it back. And another little cut. This one's a tiny one, isn't it? Oh, I've broken it already. And another little cut down there. Okay. Okay, I need a bit more glue on that, don't I? See? Even teachers, it goes wrong. Yeah, especially goes wrong for teachers sometimes. Okay. Now this is where I would put in my string as well. So I'd get my string and I put it round. If I put it down somewhere, where have I put my string now? It was in the pot. Oh, there it is. Can you see that little bit of string? And all you need to do is loop your string through the hole there and tie it on like that, so it's not going to go anywhere, and then you can hang it wherever you want to hang it or tie it onto. But the fact that you've done that means that you can put your star on top of it afterwards. Okay, so we've done that bit. Then the next bit you've got your characters here, and we know who these are, don't we? We've got Mary, and we've got Joseph, and of course we've got baby Jesus, and they're going to go in our stable. So one of the things that I would do here now, if you're not going to draw them yourself, then you need to do a really good job of colouring them in and seeing if you can be as careful as possible when you're doing your colouring. I just used pencil crayons when I was doing my colouring, and I'm a bit funny. I decided that Mary was going to wear blue. I don't know why I always put Mary in blue, but I did. I put Mary in blue. So I did a really careful job of putting Mary in blue. Like that. And then I wanted Joseph in a brown colour, but you can do whatever colour. She might have liked pink Mary. I wonder if there's many outfits that Mary would have worn that was pink. It doesn't matter. You choose your colours and do all your colouring really, really carefully. And even do the skin colour. I had a bit of a funny colour. I used this kind of orangey colour, but you could do a browny colour, a very light brown. There. Because the place where Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus was born, the people who live there, their skins are a lot more browny than our skin. So you probably would use a browny colour. And that's... There we go. And we do the straw. And don't forget your star. I'm not finishing these off very well, am I? But I'm going to show you one that I have finished off. Okay. So they're all ready now. And this is where the tricky bit comes. We've got to cut out. Okay. And cutting, do you know what? You might need a grown-up to help you do this if you're just learning how to use scissors. If you're one of the big guys that are doing this, you should be able to do this so easily. But you know, when I was learning to be a teacher, I realised that work looked the best when it was cut out well. And I know me and Miss Finneran talk about this lots because this is a really important skill to have, cutting out. The first job I'm going to do is cut it out so it's just got a little line around it. Then I've not got to work with lots and lots of paper. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to go as near to the lines as possible. But you know, I'm going to give you a trick. I don't turn my scissors round. I turn my paper round. Look what happens if you turn your paper. How easy is it? Look what happens if you keep turning your paper. You get so close to the lines. I'm not moving my scissors, am I? Just up and down. Just the cutting. I'm just moving the paper. That's a hot tip from Mrs. Hewitt, that. Just move the paper. Can you see how I keep moving the paper around and around and around? Even with these jaggedy bits of the hay, I'm just moving it around and around and around. Wow, that's a tricky bit as well, isn't it? So don't move your scissors too much. Just move the paper. That will mean that you're following those lines. And try not to do it too quickly. Yep, she's done it. There we go. Cut. Keep just moving the picture, not your scissors. Don't be tempted to move the scissors, because when you move the scissors, Jesus will lose his head. And that's never a good thing for a nativity, is it, hey? The last bit, I've got a tiny bit there I just don't want. And that's the really tricky one. Okay, so there we go. If there's a bit of white round it, it doesn't matter. If it's really too tricky for you, it won't matter if you just do a little line going round it like that. If it's just too tricky, don't worry. Okay, it won't matter. Okay, that won't matter, look. Will it? All right, so I'm going to show you, I think I've got my nativity scene characters all cut out now. I've got extras there, haven't I? I've got Joseph, I've got Mary, all coloured in, all cut out, and all ready to go into my nativity scene. And I've got my star. And did you notice something about the one that I showed you on the picture? There's lots of glitter on. And although there's not much glitter in your little pack, there will definitely be enough glitter. But to do any glittering, you need a piece of paper. So you're going to put your stable on the paper, and the first job you're going to do is stick your star on the top of your stable. Won't need a lot of glue, enough to just make it blob. So you've got to put it on and put him straight on. Okay, you might need to put him on the radiator afterwards. And then my glue, your glue definitely will be like this because I've put it in. Miss Pinmore doesn't know. You've got all the school glue, but don't worry. Okay, and my glue's a bit drippy, and so I'm going to do a bit of a drippy star because I kind of like it being a bit drippy. You see, I'm just doing drippies on my star. Sorry, Miss Finneran, I put that in front, didn't I? Oh, I do love glue. And I'm going to use just my teaspoon of glitter, sorry. And I'm going to shake it, but the reason you needed your paper underneath is because you're going to do some magic, and this will mean mummies and daddies or grandmas and granddads at home won't be cross with you because you're going to get rid of all the magic. You have to say, abracadabra, abacazoo, will this glue glitter? Yahoo! Look at it. That's amazing, isn't it? Oh, still got my lolly stick, it's still got to mend. So you've got a glittery star, and you've got all that glitter left over. I told you, didn't I? And you're going to put that glitter into a little pot. I didn't give you a little pot, I'm afraid, because Miss Hewitt Lee stole the pots. Put it back in your pot. And ready again. And now we're going to stick our characters on. For some weird reason, this is not in the Bible, So I don't know why I even think it, but I like Joseph put glue on the back of him. I like Joseph to be standing on this side. Miss Finland thinks I'm a bit weird. Why does he need to stand on that side? But I just like Joseph on this side. And then I'm going to put Mary on the other side. Just a bit of glue. Got plenty in your pack. Don't tell Miss Binmore. Okay. It's a gluey job. Sticky finger job, isn't it? So we've got Mary and Joseph in the stable, but there's someone missing. He's escaped. We've got baby Jesus. Because this is why we even get to celebrate Christmas. It's even why, even in this toughest of years, this is still the most important bit of Christmas. And I just overlap it just a tiny, tiny bit so that we can see that Mary and Joseph are looking after their baby. Okay? You might have seen, I don't know if you know what these are called, but when we think about Mary and Joseph and Jesus, we often remember just how holy they are because they were sent to us by God. And so we put a little halo on top so we can see that they were really special and chosen by God and that Jesus was God's son. So I'm going to put, this is the delicate bit, a tiny little dibble. Is it a real word, Miss Finner, in a dibble?
Oh, definitely.
Tiny little dibble. Oh, that might be too tiny a dibble. Silly. Jesus there. He's fast asleep. I bet all the mummies out there are thinking, I wish my baby was fast asleep like that. And then we'll get that teaspoon again and we'll sprinkle, and it looks like you're covering up the whole picture, but when we pick it up, if it doesn't all drop apart, because we know that's a bit wobbly, I'm going to ping it again. Let's hope when I ping it, it doesn't all ping off. Can you see? And there you go. You can hang that wherever you like. You might put it on your window in your bedroom, or you might put it on your Christmas tree. And if you're going to put it on your Christmas tree, you might put a little knot in it. A tiny knot in the top of it. Have a lovely Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas